Historians are going to have a full-on meltdown and start waving their lost cause flags ironically after this one. For 160 years, we've been told the same sanitized story. The American Civil War was only about slavery. The North were the flawless good guys fighting for freedom. The Confederacy were evil racist traitors who seceded just because they loved owning slaves. But what if that's massive oversimplification and propaganda? What if the Confederacy had a legitimate point about states' rights, and Abraham Lincoln was more of a power-hungry tyrant than the saint we're taught he was? Let's be real for a second. Yes, slavery was a huge issue. No one serious is defending it. But the South wasn't fighting solely to keep slavery forever. They were fighting because the federal government was growing way too powerful and stepping on the rights of individual states. The Constitution was very clear. Powers not specifically given to the federal government belonged to the states. The South believed they had the right to leave the Union the same way they voluntarily joined it. They saw it as the ultimate states' rights issue. Lincoln, he suspended habeas corpus, jailed journalists and politicians without trial, shut down newspapers that criticized him, and basically turned the North into a temporary dictatorship during the war. He wasn't this humble rail-splitter hero. He was a shrewd politician who expanded federal power dramatically and never let the Constitution get in his way. The funniest cope from modern historians, they scream the war was only about slavery, while ignoring that Lincoln himself said multiple times he would allow slavery to continue if it meant saving the Union. He didn't start the war to free slaves. He started it to prevent the South from leaving. Even the Emancipation Proclamation was a war tactic. It only freed slaves in Confederate states, not in Union border states that still had slavery. It was basically free the slaves, but only in the places I don't control. Classic politician move. And here's the troll part that makes people rage. Today, the same people who call the Confederacy traitors love celebrating when states defy the federal government on issues they like. Sanctuary cities, weed legalization, ignoring immigration laws. Suddenly, states' rights are cool again when it fits the narrative. The Confederacy lost the war, so the winners wrote the history books and turned the whole thing into a simple good versus evil cartoon. In reality, it was a brutal, complicated conflict about power, economics, culture, and whether states could actually leave the Union. The South had legitimate grievances about tariffs that hurt their economy, federal overreach, and cultural differences. But we're not allowed to say any of that because it ruins the clean, North good, South bad, slavery bad, done story. So here's the big troll question for the comments. Was the Confederacy actually right about states' rights and the federal government getting too powerful? Or are you still coping because your team won and rewrote the textbooks? Be honest, if the South had the legal right to secede, does that make Lincoln more of a tyrant than a hero? Or is everything still black and white because that's easier than thinking? Drop your most unfiltered, saltiest Civil War take below. Do you think states should still have the right to leave the Union today? Or is that treason talk? If you want more forbidden American history roasts that make teachers and Reddit historians seethe, smash like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next one, you magnificent rebels.